Take an amazing voyage to Somewhere in Time, the new album from Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden. Catch them somewhere on tour, sometime in early 1987. Somewhere in Time on Capitol.
So yeah, that was the first time I saw them back in 2003, and it was just before they released Dance of Death.
Okay.
So I guess the current album at the time when I saw them was Brave New World.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And yeah, it was my first time. I remember the first time. So what I did was, do you know you have like the ice cream vans and like the bars and stuff like that? I remember I wasn't at the front for this first gig. And this is where I like fell in love with Maiden.
Yeah.
Because I was always partial to it. Like I liked it, but this is the moment.
It was just on the fringes type thing.
So I was there and I remember me and Al were there. I found a porta potty, you know, like a portaloo.
Yep.
Sat on that and no one kicked me off. None of the security kicked me off. So
Ooh,
I was just sat on top. But it wasn't like it was being
I thought you meant you just sat in a porta potty listening to Iron Maiden just taking a deuce. This is door wide open, just watching the show. This is the best day of my life. Just beer. Yeah. 15-year-olds taking a dump.
I sat on top. I should have said that.
This is my boomstick.
Hello, and welcome to the Monsters of Metal podcast and YouTube channel. Today we are doing episode 3. Thank you if you joined us from our previous ones, or if you haven't watched them, please go back and watch them. We did Metallica, and we also did Megadeth, Rust in Peace. So this is our third album, and we are delving into Somewhere in Time, the Iron Maiden, the band that everybody in the metal scene loves, really. There's no doubt. If you don't love, they should. If you don't, shame on you. Shame on you. You go back and you listen to this album right now. Normally, the format so far has been we've done the number one selling or the most famous album by that band. This time, we're kind of just going into a bit of a fan favorite, really. We wanted to. It's my personal favorite. We had a discussion between Seventh Son.
Yeah.
Seventh Son and Somewhere in Time. And I won that fight.
Did you?
I won that fight, and we are doing Somewhere in Time. This is the 6th studio album by Iron Maiden, and it was released on the 29th of September, 1986. And it was famous for the band's first kind of dipping a toe into synthesizers. Guitar synthesizers mainly. Yeah.
But they did use synths on Heaven Can Wait.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they went full synth, full keyboard on Seventh Son.
Seventh Son, yeah, because it went away from guitar synths to keyboard synths, which, have you seen the guitar that Adrian Smith had made?
The Jackson?
Yeah. With all the midis and all all the different jacks and all the different buttons. It's pretty wild. So this album came off the back of they just finished touring the World Slavery Tour, and it was lasting 331 days, and they played 187 shows. That's Iron Maiden, though, isn't it? That's like if they tour, they tour. They tour,
especially during the 80s. I mean, they considered 4 months like a long break.
Yeah,
know,
and they were smashing out albums, and there was very rarely a time where there was an album that wasn't a year apart, wasn't it?
80, 82 for Number of the Beast, 83 for Peace of Mind, 84 for Power Slave, 86 Somewhere in Time, and then another couple of years and you'd have a good old Seventh Son,
which is definitely coming, so don't worry too much about that. We've already decided on that one. So this originally Bruce Dickinson wanted to take the band in a very different direction, and Bruce being Bruce wanted to do some acoustic tunes and some music, and he was told in no certainty.
Yeah, he was just like so exhausted from the touring and like doing the same stuff. And he said in his book that he got to a point where he didn't want to, the word he used was stagnant. He didn't want Maiden to become stagnant, doing the same thing over again. So he was like, we need to do a massive change. And then,
which, sometimes works, but
sometimes it works.
Not in Maidens.
No.
Maiden are going to do Maiden.
Yeah.
And you're going to goddamn like it. There's going to be galloping. There's going to be just synths, apparently.
Air raid sirens.
Yeah. And they basically, it's Steve's band. Steve's in there. So Bruce took a step away from all the writing from this album. I don't think he's got any writing credits on it at all.
No. This is like the Adrian album.
This is the Adrian album.
I would say like he stepped up massively for this album.
Yeah, and didn't he step up? He came up with he came up with fully formed songs, Wasted Years, and Stranger in a Stranger Land, which are absolute bangers. What do you think of this album anyway? What's your?
So this album is my dual favorite. Right. Yep. So I would say, my Metallica are my childhood.
Yep,
I grew up with them. That's my number one go-to. And Maiden, I've always been my dual first. If you know what I mean. They're like a close, whereas Metallica's like 100, Maiden is 99.9%. Okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So that's where I stand with Iron Maiden. As far as the albums, people have always said, what's your favorite Maiden album?
It's a difficult one.
I've always said, and it's just been my default thing, if I could take half of Seventh Son and then half of Somewhere in Time and make the perfect album, I would.
What about your top three then? What would be your top three Maiden album?
Top three Maiden album? That is a really hard question. But it would, off the top of my head, it would most likely be Seventh Son, Somewhere in Time, and...
Because you like some of the newer stuff as well, don't you?
Yeah, I love the newer stuff, yeah. Brave New World's great, but then again, I really like Peace of Mind.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah, I'd say Peace of Mind third.
Peace of Mind.
Yeah, although I do love all the new Maiden stuff.
You like
as well.
The new Maiden as well. So we recently, when did we go? Is it this year? It was this year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we were very privileged. We got to go to Birmingham and watch the Somewhere. Wasn't the Somewhere in Time? Was it this? Senjutsu.
Yeah. Somewhere. Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past. We got to go to the Days of Future Past, so we got to see some of these songs played, which was great.
Yeah,
and we got to sample some of those mega pints in the venue. Some of those. This was one of Maiden's most expensive recording.
Yeah,
albums.
I'm not surprised where they did it.
Yeah, so they recorded in the Bahamas. They recorded the bass and the drums.
Yeah, they did. What is it? Compass Point, the studio was called in Bahamas, and they had also recorded Power Slave there. I mean,
that's baller, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to the Bahamas.
So they did the drums and bass in the Bahamas.
Yep.
They weren't happy with the guitars there, so they took extended time to do them in. It was like in the outskirts of Amsterdam in the Netherlands.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
They went to the Bahamas.
Yeah. So they tracked the guitar and the vocals in somewhere just outside of Amsterdam.
Sick.
And then just because they decided to fly to New York to mix it all.
So they basically just picked party cities.
Yeah,
to record this album. Cities.
A quick little story on the New York side of things. So Adrian never really used to get involved in the mixing side of things. He tracked the guitars and then that was it.
His thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but obviously he was quite invested on this album. He had a lot of equity in it, if you want to call it that. So he flew out to New York to help with the mixing side of things.
Okay.
And there's a story where he was staying in some hotel where all the stars stayed. And he was tracking in the day, and obviously he was like homework, right? So he was taking it home in the night, blasting it on the stereo, making notes.
Okay.
So it was like 3 a.m, and he gets a knock at the door, and some guy's just like, "I like the music. Can I come in?" And it was some guy just...
Was he Indian?
No. That's my terrible Welsh accent.
Yeah, sorry if anyone from Wales is listening.
He came, knocked at the door, and it was Tom Jones. Stood there with a bottle of Jack and a cigar, and was just like, "I like the music."
Tom Jones is an Iron Maiden fan.
Apparently so. And so he stayed there for a couple hours, and they just drank, smoked cigars, and listened to the rough mixes, pretty much.
I'd party with Tom Jones. I reckon he knows how to get down.
Yeah,
he knows how to party. So the movie, the album was produced by Martyn Birch.
Mm-hmm.
He produced a lot of Rainbow stuff.
Yeah.
He'd worked with Ronnie James Dio, and he worked in the Black Sabbath Heaven and Hell, obviously again. Ronnie
Mob
James.
Rules.
Mob Rules, yeah. He also did a lot of White Snake stuff, I think. He did a lot of White Snake stuff. But then he kind of went on to Maiden, didn't he? And he
came
did
on
a tenure.
Killers. Second album. He did everyone up until... he did it up until Fear of the Dark, I think.
Fear of the Dark,
when he ended. But
Fear of the Dark.
He did the majority of them.
Yeah. And I must admit, like, I've been, obviously, because we're doing a podcast about this album, I've been listening to this album nonstop, and it is spectacularly produced. I think. It is just a fantastically produced album. I love this album, so, you're going to get nothing but, you're not going to get a fair review. So,
unlike the last one.
It was fair.
We love Rust in Peace, and we love Megadeth.
Listen, whatever. Okay, so... unless there's anything else you want to say, do you want to move on? Should we start the first track?
Yeah, I think we've did a good little intro to the album. I think we should get listening.
Let's go and say the title track, "Caught Somewhere in Time," and there's those synths. Just that bass.
Yeah. I mean, they already used to harmonize the guitars anyway, so with that synth on top of it, it's just like, it sounds amazing.
It's, it just becomes so Maiden, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
the twin attack.
And was it Nico drumming?
Yeah. He'd been on for a few albums. He came on on Peace of Mind.
Okay.
So he did Peace of Mind.
Yeah.
Power Slave.
Another drum tech that became the drummer.
Two fingers. That bass. How?
Wow.
It's like Hetfield's wrist.
Feel sorry for his wife. I reckon he can just do two-fingered push-ups.
They have the best melodies and the harmonies and the riffs in all of metal.
So I love the dual guitar harmonies. I think that's where my love of it really came from.
Just all the little scrapes and stuff like that, and the dive bombs you can hear just slide around.
It's just, it's so 80s.
Love it.
So 80s.
Love it.
And you can see the influences of these through music for time after this is created. And stuff like that. Yeah, you can just see them doing it, can't you? Just doing the. Whoop, sorry. Well, for once.
Oh, 1-0.
1-0.
1-0.
Game on.
solos in this as well. So good.
Yeah, they're really
Adrian does some really cool stuff on the guitar, especially with the tapping side of things.
Yeah, I know how much you love solos, so I'm sure you'll show us those bad boys later on the guitar.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're great solos, aren't they? Like, I just undeniable.
Yeah.
That strat. Oh, is this the it's the Jackson, isn't it? Brilliant.
Yeah, I would assume so, yeah. He played it on the tour. Like now.
With the dive bomb. Like, how is his strings not out of tune just from that? And just the galloping bass, the constant. I think almost the bass is the most Iron Maiden thing.
Yeah, the gallop.
The gallop.
Yeah, 100%.
The gallop.
Yeah.
I think you can't have a Maiden song without the gallop.
Yeah.
Not possible.
Yeah, Iron Maiden's harmonies, Twin Attack, and like Hetfield's rhythm. That's my bag when it comes to like metal and stuff.
Yeah, always a big fan. And like Bruce thinks his pipe's bad. Like he can just.
He was so good on this tour.
Oh yeah, and how old is he now? When we saw him?
Oh, he's like 60 now, I think. 61.
And Nico's like
71.
71.
Yeah.
I was going to say nearly 70.
Yeah, he's 71. He's the oldest member of the band.
Oldest member of the band. Yeah.
Do you hear the drums go from like the side?
Like you say, just constant slides.
Yeah.
Do you know what this guitar needs? More slide. There you go. Absolutely love it.
It was the 80s. I'm surprised it's not a fade out.
There is a song on this album that has a fade out.
Yeah, there is.
Ugh. Yes. That was caught somewhere in time, as all you people know, because, you know, Bruce said it a million times. So this song was inspired by the 1979 movie Time After Time. In the movie, H.G. Wells pursues a friend who turns out to be Jack the Ripper.
As you do. As
you do. And and he claims a sanctuary in a world of violence. I'm just reading what I wrote down. I'm sorry about that. Who cares? But any points on that with you? Any guitar points for you?
Yeah, it's a great guitar orientated song. Like I said, I mean, the synthesizers at the start are absolutely immense. Let me get my. I'll show you what I mean.
Oh! What's coming out? And just for anybody who might be listening on the podcast, we are pulling out another guitar. This is the last one we've got. So for the
going full 80s
for the
Kramer,
thumbnail,
baby.
We got the Kramer with the banana headstock. Yeah, It's another. What's that shape called again?
It's an Explorer shape.
Explorer, that's it. I was going to say Thunderbird. Another Explorer. You do like your Explorers.
I do.
Flying V next.
What? So I have to sit here like this?
Yeah, I just want you to have it just
like Alexi from Children of Bodom.
That's exactly right. I just want you to be uncomfortable. Really, just so I look like the cooler one for once.
Yeah. So like I said, they did a lot of guitar synths on this album. And I have a synth on here actually. So this is what happens when you put guitar on synthesizers.
Okay.
Do, 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 do.
There you go.
Yeah, love it.
You can't deny that. That's some.
I got it like a couple of months ago, and I just this is like a synth preset.
Yeah,
and I just because obviously you play single notes on it. I was just like,
oh no, baby, here we go. That is an attack. That is, that's something. That is, but we definitely need more synth in metal, maybe.
Yeah, the way that song starts off, with the
such an iconic intro.
Obviously, can't play both the harmonies at the same time.
Why not?
To get the full effect with one person, but you know how harmonies work in Maiden,
Yeah, well, no one expects me to be doing that, so you're on your own there, mate. You best figure it out.
One of the bits I really like in that song is the
yeah. Yeah, I love that. I love that little riff. That little really shift cool, up is the same, but just down a few notes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, I spoke about that. That bit where he does the tapping.
Yeah,
it's like the. That's it.
Oh.
That type of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's 2-1.
That's 2-1.
Well, it's okay. You were tapping.
I was tapping.
You were also tapping that mic. Yeah.
Great song. Yeah.
Great song. Great song. Let's move on to the next song, which is Wasted Years, which is a great song. Again, written by Adrian Smith, like we said in the beginning. And it was the first single to be released from the album.
Yeah.
Really.
Do you know, I said last, I think it was the Metallica episode we did, I was like, I have this thing where the songs that were the singles or the ones that most people are like, the famous songs. Yeah. I'm always like, no, there's always better songs on the album. And that's just not being like, I genuinely like.
Always think there's better.
Yeah. And, but Wasted Years is kind of like an exception. It's like, it's one of the only ones they still play now.
I was going to say,
it's the first single. And it's one I go to still.
It's a staple.
It's such a good song.
So they always play it live, don't they?
Yeah.
Not as much as I. But, okay, so here we go. Let's go on to
Wasted Years.
Wasted Years, and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Okie dokie.
And here it comes. Wasted Years when the computer catches up. Oh no. Oh no. It's coming. There we go. Here we come. Again, sweet intro.
Yeah. Adrian intro, obviously, and initially Steve, he wasn't going to bring it for this. He was going to use it for one of his solo projects. Played it in rehearsal one day, and Steve was like, "What was that?" He was like, "Well, I wasn't going to use it for us." He's like, "Nah, we're using that."
Well, yeah, and arguably this album was some people argue was the start of Adrian thinking about leaving and doing more solo stuff, wasn't it? I mean, I've never really listened to Adrian's.
You should. There's some really good songs. We'll talk about it in a bit, actually. Yeah, remind me. Yeah, the lyrics are like proper Road Dogg lyrics, aren't they? You know, like
you do love a Road Dogg song.
Well, mate, I spent a lot of my childhood like not in this country,
road dogging
in other countries. So yeah, I listened to a lot of.
And you did a bit
Road
of
Doggy type songs.
You did quite a lot of road dogging whilst we were friends as well.
Yeah. I was in Africa for about 2 years of it, wasn't I?
Yeah, and you riding your bike all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember this song specifically. Like growing up, I listened to Maiden, and I remember when I was in Afghanistan, listened to this album quite a bit actually. So this song sort of reminds me of that.
Just a real emotional connection.
Yeah.
What were you doing in Afghanistan? Just visiting? Business or pleasure?
Yeah. Taking in the local culture.
Ugh. It's just not a bad song on this album.
It's such a good song.
I love this little bit. This is
This, the little bridge bit here, Steve's little bit before the solo. Do 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 do. So cool.
Oh, 2-2.
What's wrong with you today?
I don't know. It's almost like there's like a bass solo going on beneath the solo.
Yeah. Do 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 do.
You heard a dual guitars. Or how about dual bass guitar solo, baby? More of that tapping.
Can you hear Adrian's backing up vocals?
Oh, is that Adrian?
Yeah. Can you hear it?
I was wondering who that was. I didn't know if they just doubled up.
No, it's Adrian.
It's Adrian.
Yeah. Does it live as well.
Man, we need to go to another Maiden gig.
Every time?
Every time.
All the time?
We haven't got many left, man.
Yeah, I know.
We haven't got many left.
Let's not talk about that. I've seen him quite a few times, so I'm happy.
I've not. Yes. It's a great song. It's The Wasted Years. So, I don't know if you've never seen it, you need to, well, we've seen it because you sent it to me last night, but the infamous German Top of the, it wasn't Top of the Pops, was it? It was,
it's kind of like that.
It was kind of like the German version. I think it's called Pit. think I remember reading.
Yeah.
It was called Pit. I just assumed it was Top of the Pops, but it wasn't. And they were famously told that they weren't allowed to play live. They had to lip sync, and they were not.
Yeah.
They were super cool about it.
Yeah. They said, so they'd done like so they'd done lip syncing stuff before. Oh, they did, but they'd done with, they've gone on like TV shows and stuff, but they hated because they said that he said something like the people that work in TV are like the cretins of the universe. And then he goes, oh, on rare occasions though, there are the odd where you sort of backtrack.
Yeah.
But basically they had worked in TV, and they would always say, look, you know, when the guitar solo's happening, make sure you pan to the guitarist when there's a drum bit. And all the TV that they had done at that point, it was, you know, there was a guitar solo and they'd focus on the singer or the bassist. And they weren't happy with working with the TV company.
Yeah, they didn't like the fake.
Yeah. So they basically got told, you know, you have to lip sync for this thing. So they thought, well, okay, well, they don't get the panning right anyway. So let's have a laugh.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure like 10 seconds into the performance, Bruce grabs Steve's guitar, bass, and then Steve's on vocals.
At one point, Nico just stands up and there's like no one on the drum kit and you can and then he comes up to the mic and he's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, fair play. And that's a 5-minute long song.
Yeah.
So,
and they're just swapping all their instruments.
They filmed the whole thing. Could you imagine being in the crowd?
Yeah, you'd be like, what's going on?
What is happening? But yeah, so like we previously said with Wasted Years, Adrian, he was reluctant to kind of show the song to Steve. And he basically, Steve caught him messing around, practicing and playing, as like recording little bits and stuff like that, and asked him what it was, and he said, "You probably won't like it. You probably won't like it." But here we are, and it ended up being the commercially successful single off the off the album.
Yeah, what a song!
What a song.
What a song. That intro, it's really cool.
Yeah.
We just gave up on TV companies and decided they're all complete and utter cretins.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. It's just so rhythmic, isn't it?
Solo bit where you said that it's tapping, it's just hammer-ons and pull-offs.
Oh, okay. Holy shit. But he nailed a solo.
That's not a solo.
That's the closest you're going to get, baby.
That's the closest, yeah. Little licks.
Little licks is what you're getting, and you'll like it.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Definitely awesome. So the next song we have, unless there's anything else you want to say about the old Wasted Years.
Actually, yeah. One thing that people do point out with the intro.
I'm not one of those people.
Sounds awfully familiar to another Maiden song.
Oh, is this like the Megadeth Call?
I don't know if you know it because it's on like one of the newer-ish albums.
No. What song is it?
Shadows the Valley.
From?
Book of Souls.
Okay, Book of Souls, yeah.
And it's also very similar to...
Go for it.
Which is Passchendaele.
Passchendaele.
Do you know that song?
No.
It's off of Downs of Death, 2003.
Maybe.
But yeah, people always point that out, that it sort of sounds very similar. And it is open 12, 7.
I mean, how many albums have they come out with? You're going to use a couple?
16, I think. 17.
Listen, recycle. We remember that. Adrian Smith is saving the planet by recycling those riffs.
So yeah, I think that's all. That's all to say about Wasted Years.
That's
what a
all
song.
we've got to say about Wasted Years. Okay, well, an absolute banger. Did you? I don't know if you remember. I had a denim jacket with patches on, and I had Fear of the Dark.
Yeah.
Everybody, if you had a patch jacket at some point, you must have had an Iron Maiden. And if you didn't, you're a piece of.
Get one.
Get one.
Get a jacket and get one.
Just sew it on anywhere. Okay, so next song we are on to is Sea of Madness. Let's see if this is going to get us there. And this Sea of Madness. Here we go. Here it comes.
Listen to that bass.
That aggressive bass. It's almost like overpowering the guitars in a way. It just sounds like a pick, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Fingers of steel. Stop being weird.
You stop being weird.
The bass of that. Yeah.
You can hear the synths in the background.
I mean, I know a lot of fans weren't happy about the synths when they came out.
No.
And this album wasn't received super well, was it?
Yes and no.
I think it's become better with age. I think,
This is where the fun starts.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
You got through your veg, now it's on to the dessert.
Seconds.
Sassy.
Girlfriend. Towards said about the synthesizer part there. Have you seen that where they go to that wedding in Poland? They played a gig on the World Slavery Tour. Yeah. I want to play heavy metal with synthesizers. Bruce is like, no, you can't play heavy metal with synthesizers.
Yeah, he's like... Yeah.
And then like next album...
Hey, listen, he didn't want to play synthesizers.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. I want to play heavy metal with synthesizers.
I like heavy metal. Yeah. But I would like to play the heavy metal by synthesizers.
You can't play heavy metal with synthesizers.
Yeah, I want.
What do you know about that one?
Not a lot, I'll be
okay.
honest. Through like my extensive research, there's not a lot said. I haven't found any because most of the songs I managed to find quotes about directly from the band and stuff like that. But there's not a lot about this song, to be honest. And then what I have found is it's kind of divided between fans.
Yeah,
what they believe it's about. Yeah, so some believe it's interpreted as like mental health and the descent into madness and. So like with the lyrics, like when all you can see brings you sadness, and that's a very literal interpretation as well. And then the other way is that the state of humanity is the other version that people claim that turning their back on.
I think it's just one of those songs, isn't it, where there's not really much that's known about it.
No,
not that I know anyway.
Not a lot at all.
I'd say like Sea of Madness and Deja-Vu are probably like the two songs on this album that are just like they're just great songs. There's no like massive lore behind it.
No, and also like when I was listening, I mean, sometimes I think it's just a song, mate.
Yeah,
just a song.
Yeah,
just a song, mate. Chill out. Especially Deja-Vu. We'll get to it, but Jesus, I think pretty sure the whole song is just about Deja-Vu. Like the
have you seen what's coming next?
Yeah.
Don't you know?
You've been there before. And you're like, yeah, it's this Deja-Vu, Bruce. Calm down. All right. Yeah. There's not much to say about that song. It's it's a good song, but
it's got some tasty riffs.
Mm-hmm. It's not I'd say it's not the best song on the album.
The riff at the start is like, so Adrian and Dave play it. So when you play it when you play the guitar on your own, it just doesn't sound like the riff.
Yeah, because of the.
Yeah, but when you play it together, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It needs both. Yeah,
that one.
Yeah. Does it not sound like the riff because you didn't play it right?
No, the first bit though.
Yeah.
Oh, and that.
I know what you mean. There you go, baby. Yeah, I like that. The riff, it is got good riffs, but I would say it's in the terms of 3-2. No. Yeah, in terms of songs, it's okay. Let's move along. Let's keep this bus rolling. Let's move along, and we're going to an absolute banger. Although not everybody agrees. We are going with the next song, which is "Heaven Can Wait." Here we go. Oh, that's synth.
Now that's a proper synth.
That's a proper synth.
I still play this one quite a lot, actually.
Oh yeah, this is a big song live, and I think we'll talk about it afterwards. But
I was against this song for so long because of the first like 3 minutes, like this bit, and the chorus. But that bridge where it breaks down, the solo, it builds back up again. I was like, yes, it's amazing.
Yeah, this is the part that everybody hates.
Yeah, it's a bit too like.
Well.
See how that you can tell that's a proper synthesizer, right?
Oh, well, that
yeah
background, yeah, of course.
Now this is the bit. From now onwards, this is where
this is
I'm
the bit
like,
you're down now.
Oh yeah,
you're down. We're in.
And then you got the football chant.
What? Whoa. Oh right, yeah, okay. Clearly never been to a football match.
Well, he's like a massive West Ham supporter.
He is
like really into football and stuff. So
they've got their own like football team and everything. Like
yeah.
Yeah, here we go. I love this. I love this stuff live. I love crowd participation. No, you not so much, but me, I am. Oh, I'm all about it. Getting too drunk at shows and just belting.
Guitars, so good.
Again, synthy, but not too much. Like I just the synthesizer adds to the flavor, but it's not rammed down your throat as like.
Mate, I have no problem with like 80s synthesizer stuff. I think it's awesome.
Can you imagine these guys recording the football chant?
They did it in a pub.
They did it in a pub?
Well, I don't think it was a pub. They did it. There was a bar that they used to go to in America somewhere, Baltimore, Boston. But they recorded it in there, apparently, with a few of their like mates.
Lads.
Yeah.
Lads.
Yeah. I can't remember which bar specifically, but I know they recorded it in a bar with like a load of their friends.
A bit like when we did gang vocals at the White Rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
That's another story. The old back and forth. It wasn't then.
It's a good thing about like lossless music. Like you could just hear so much You know, when we grew up, it was CDs, like digital quality. Like they're bringing like lossless back, so you can actually hear it in decent quality. I have a question now. Can heaven wait?
Apparently so.
Apparently so. He keeps going on about it. Those hi-hat closes.
Yeah, the drumming's so good.
He's like an octopus.
Yeah.
Such a good drummer.
Steve Harris having the final say.
Boom, boom.
Last
boom,
one.
boom.
Nah, it's always Nico. There you go.
Yep.
Heaven Can Wait. Yeah, so what I was saying during that song, which I'm probably all sick of hearing us talking over the music, but you know, if you don't like it, let us know if you want us to change the format. But
we can sit here in silence.
Yeah, diversity for the whole thing.
For the whole thing.
Yeah, it definitely divides fans, that song. I think it's a great song. I love that song, but I can understand it's the repetitiveness. Like a lot of people don't like the Heaven Can Wait over and over again. But but my argument is why it's a great song is if you see it live.
Yeah,
you are,
like I said, that middle bit and the build back up with the chant and the solos.
The whole song. It's so much crowd participation in it that you just are so into it.
Yeah,
and like they nail that song as well.
I know what you're saying because, like I said, I for the longest time had a bit of an issue with this song. When I was a kid, it was always one I was like, oh, this is the
not enough
happy dee 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 dee.
Wow.
It's the repetitive of the Heaven Can Wait and the dee 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 dee, but they're like the football chant side of it, the solos.
You get it. It pulls you back.
Oh yeah,
it pulls you back.
It just got, and I'm just like, actually, the whole thing's.
That's Jesus. I don't know what's happening.
We need a little like fine box every time we do.
We should have a counter. We should have a counter on this one every time. Ding. Every time I touch the mic, I never touch the microphone.
It's usually me with the guitar.
It's usually you with the guitar, not just me. Yeah, so speaking of guitar, bring that bad boy over here. Bring the bad boy over here and give us some.
I have to say, like, actually, this album is probably one of the ones I don't know too many Maiden riffs. I had to do quite a lot of research.
It's quite a lot of practicing.
Scratch up, yeah.
Because
it is quite a technical album. There's a lot of, like, really fast stuff. So, the, that bit, I said the guitar bit in Heaven Can Wait, the bit where it breaks down before the whoa. That bit.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, great. Love it.
Yeah,
you love to hear it. I thought I'd take a little. We'll take a little break from listening to some tunes. Let's have a little palate cleanser. Do you know what I mean? We'll have a little After 8, a little coffee, and After 8 mint. You know what I mean? For anyone not in the UK, look it up.
Look it up.
Yeah. And so So we're going to talk about the artwork.
Oh yes,
that's a big thing going on with the artwork. So a lot of it, obviously, because we grew up with CD, you don't get really anywhere near the amount of artwork. Although you got the inset there, haven't you?
For anyone that needs to be reminded.
Yeah. So there it is. So you get a lot of the artwork, and the artist. Where's his name? Derek Riggs. Derek Riggs. Yeah, I lost his name then. He spent 3 months painting this.
Yeah.
And it drove him insane, apparently.
Yeah. He said, I'm never doing anything that intricate again.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, the next one, Seventh Son, is just a blue sea of nothingness with the Eddie in the middle.
There's your album cover.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty wild. To be fair, isn't it?
I remember with this CD staring at it for hours, just trying to pick out all the little references. There's so many in there.
So I mean, you can obviously, if you go online, have a look at the artwork, and there's
really
loads
great.
there's loads of breakdowns of all the references. And for instance, some of the references on the street corner, there is 22. Is it
Acacia Avenue?
Acacia Avenue from the Number of the Beast. Yep. The Eye of Horus neon sign, obviously. Power Slave. The Black Cat from Live After Death. The logo in the middle of his chest is Derek Riggs' signature.
Yep.
Yep.
He's got a radioactive penis. Radioactive pants anyway.
Radioactive pants. Yeah, that I didn't.
Nice little radioactive sign on there. There's that.
Yeah, no, I know. And he did say, and I read the words that Derek Riggs said was, he's got a radioactive willy.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The clock.
23:58.
I don't know if you can see our clock. Just
that's convenient.
It's
almost like a little Easter egg.
Yeah, well, I guess I pointed out, so I ruined that. Never mind.
23:58, 2 minutes to midnight.
Yeah. What else is there? There's a Spitfire.
If you look on the far left, there is a red light apartment, which alludes to Charlotte the Harlot.
Charlotte the Harlot. Yeah. There's also Phantom of the Opera House.
Mm-hmm.
Phantom Opera House, sorry. Obviously, Phantom of the Opera, which we got to saw on the Legacy of the Beast tour. Play.
Yep.
Well, yeah, we've seen some pretty good Iron Maiden tunes.
Mm-hmm.
Just those two.
We'll get to the live shows in a bit.
Yeah, we'll do that after this, shall we?
Okay.
Or do you want to go on to the next song?
Well, I was just going to point out some more things.
Oh, you got some more?
Yeah, there is quite a few.
Oh my God,
so you got the Ancient Mariner seafood restaurant. There are loads of names on here as well.
How big do you reckon the actual original painting was? It must have been like a good size.
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, I mean, look, if you look at the so below the pyramid, that city goes on for miles.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's so small.
Poor guy drove himself mad with this.
Yeah. The Nico McBrain is wearing a T-shirt that says "Iron Who."
Yeah.
Bruce Dickinson's holding a brain, obviously a reference to Peace of Mind, the album cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a lot.
Honestly, like
even down to like the lamppost there on the very front of the cover.
Yeah.
There's that yellow bin.
Yeah,
like that's from the first Iron Maiden album cover with the lamppost.
Definitely, if you've got some time, just go through and see how much you can spot, because it is that's not even
Flight of Icarus.
There's
loads.
The best
you could go
Iron
on
Maiden
for
song.
Ages.
Literally, you can spend hours doing that. You'll find a lot. Okay, so yeah,
there's that Jackson.
Oh yeah, there's the Jackson, the old one-off that no one's ever seen ever again. Custom-made Jackson with all the MIDI controls, and I didn't even know how we played.
No
idea. But yeah, okay. Let's go into, whilst we're having our break, let's go into the first time Maiden CO.
Me first?
You first. It's always you, because yours is better than mine. Mine's just like, you took me along.
Just before I joined the army, I was in my last year of school. It was the same when I told my Metallica story, where I saw Metallica on the Sunday at Download in 2003.
The not grooming story.
That one, yeah.
Sorry.
The night before Maiden had headlined.
Oh, okay.
So I was like 15 when I first saw them.
At that Download.
Yeah. And growing up, Metallica were always my first band that I always loved. But I always obviously I was getting into Maiden on the side.
Yeah.
Obviously 16, 17 and up to now I've really deep dive. But the first couple of years I was just sort of like, I like this, but there's a lot to get your head around at that
Number
point.
of the Beast and all that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the first time I saw them back in 2003, and it was just before they released Dance of Death.
Okay.
So I guess the current album at the time when I saw them was Brave New World.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And yeah, it was my first time. I remember the first time. So what I did was, do you have like the ice cream vans and like the bars and stuff like that? I remember I wasn't at the front for this first gig. And this is where I like fell in love with Maiden.
Yeah.
Because I was always partial to it. Like I liked it, but this is the moment.
It was just on the fringes type thing.
So I was there and I remember me and Al were there. I found a porta potty, like a portaloo.
Yep.
Sat on that, and no one kicked me off. None of the security kicked me off. So
Ooh,
I was just sat on top. But it wasn't like it was being used.
I thought you meant you just sat in a porta potty listening to Iron Maiden, just taking a deuce. This is door wide open, just watching the show. This is the best day of my life. Just beer. 15-year-olds taking a dump.
I sat on top. I should have said that.
Okay.
I climbed on top of porta potties.
Yeah.
But it was one that was like next to an ice cream van, and it wasn't being used. It was just, I guess it was for the staff, and they blocked it or something like that. But I remember just sitting on top of there watching that set, and like, if you haven't seen Maiden before, then see them. But there is a special thing about them, and
it's the whole thing that doesn't quite exist anymore in bands. Like when we saw them, even now, the theatrics, the whole show, it's a whole thing. Like it comes straight from the 80s, and even still now with the way it goes, it's great.
And that was the first time I saw them. I saw them later on that year, just before I joined the army. Me and the same friend Al, we went to, so Dance of Death had just been released. We went to London when Earl's Court was still open.
Earl's Court.
Went to see the Dance of Death tour at Earl's Court. And I mean, when it comes to Maiden and Metallica, it's never a, should we get tickets? It's like, let's go. It's the law.
Yeah, we went to Twickenham, didn't we, to see Metallica?
So I saw them on, I've seen them on like the Matter of Life and Death tour, New Frontier, obviously all the downloads, the Sonospheres. Yeah. We've been a few times, haven't we? To Twickenham,
we went to, Twickenham was Metallica. We went to
the
sorry, O2.
I saw Maiden at Twickenham. Yeah, you weren't there for that one.
There. That one. We went to the O2, and we saw the Legacy of the Beast tour, which was my first time seeing Maiden.
Up in London,
which was great.
Yeah,
that was so good as well, because I got to see so many good songs that they never played.
Especially with that stage show with the Spitfire.
Oh,
the Aces High.
Thing. Man. Aces High. Yeah, what else was there? Flight of Icarus, Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, Bruce with his flamethrowers.
Was it Phantom of the Opera? Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Hallowed Be Thy Name.
On the set for that.
Yeah,
one,
that was. Yeah. And they never played that before, I think. It was very rare.
Yeah, what? Hallowed Be Thy Name?
Yeah.
So.
Wasn't there a dispute?
There was
with
a
writing?
law. It was. Hallowed Be Thy Name was in their set since Number of the Beast.
Yeah.
Pretty much always. Yeah. And then I can't remember what
there was a writing dispute, I think. Credits,
there was a lawsuit dispute. So they took it out. But it's back in now. So
it's
rightly
amazing.
so, because that is an amazing song live.
It is amazing in scene live. Yeah. And I love Flight of Icarus, as you know. It's my favorite Maiden song.
Yeah.
So that was my first time. And then we went this year, like we said, and we went to see the
Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past in Birmingham, which was great.
A good mix of Senjutsu, the new stuff, and Somewhere in Time stuff. With no one thought they would ever play it. Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great, yeah, which is obviously coming up in a bit. We'll talk about that in a bit. Alexander the Great. What a great tune. Hey. Anyway, that was terrible. Let's move on to the next song. So we're going to go on.
Did you know he died of fever in Babylon?
What? What are you talking about?
You'll see.
Oh, okay, right. That threw me off right there. Right, anyway, on to the next song.
People know. People know.
People know?
Yeah.
Do they know?
Yes, they will.
Okay.
They will.
Let's go then.
Right, on to the next one.
The next one.
The next one. Chanel. For the record, I like this song.
I
like this song.
This is a great song.
It's a great song. It's kind of like Sea of Madness. It's a very overlooked song by like a lot of people.
Agreed.
But it is a really cool song.
It is great. And here we go. Who was the drummer before? Do you know?
Clive Burr.
Who?
Clive Burr.
Clive Burr.
Clive Burr.
It does remind me a little bit. It might ruin it for you. Aces High.
See what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Rolling, flying, tumbling.
Great song.
Love the rhythm bit for this.
Yeah. And just the absolute belting. Just B-Dog's lyric. There's the synth. How's that?
Just creates like this massive soundscape, doesn't it? It was like a really just beat, and then it just goes.
I think it just kind of get like that oscillating, like.
Yeah.
Like kind of a real different solo, that little bit. Like tonal wise.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And now we're back to Iron Maiden solo.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of bends in that.
I don't know what it was. Yeah, definitely an overlooked.
Yeah.
Definitely an overlooked.
It's a great song. I mean, I can imagine if you literally think it's about a long distance runner being lonely, then you could be a bit like, huh?
Listen.
Metaphor. Meta what?
Meta what?
Meta what?
This is meta.
And they just hit you out the. You think it's over, and they just hit you with this.
Straight back in.
Another guitar melody.
And the bass and drums in just unison there, like.
Yeah. There's a lot of this on this album, isn't there? There's no like fade outs or crescendos. It's just
Steve Harris.
Yeah.
So that was The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner, and so there wasn't a lot I could find on this, but it was apparently the song is actually based on a short story by Alan Silito.
Yeah.
Which was made into a film,
Mm-hmm.
And it's about a young offender who gets sent to Borstal. And if you don't know what Borstal is, it was a young offenders institute that was pretty brutal back in the day. You like the Borstal dots? You ever seen those?
Mm-hmm.
Like the little dots.
Yeah.
Now just hipsters get them done, and like not really, but not right getting your head kicked in. And like you can go into the metaphors of it but yeah.
Yeah, it's Steve said it's not literally about the loneliness of the long distance runner. It's about, because in the film, right, he gets to so he's like pushed and pushed.
Yeah, because they want him to win.
Yeah, but for their own needs.
Yeah.
It's not about him. He was winning
no.
competitions. They were making money off of it and fame and stuff.
And yeah.
So he gets to the finish line and then he stops.
And just turns it off.
Because he's the loneliness of the long distance runner. He's just like, why am I doing this all for me? This isn't for me. So it's like a metaphor.
Yeah, it's a metaphor about, like, I guess, nonconformism.
Yeah.
And
that's what I was getting at.
Sticking it to the man.
Yeah.
But don't go to Borstal.
No, don't go to Borstal. What's the American equivalent of Borstal? Juvenile Hall?
I don't know.
They call it over there? Juvenile Hall?
Yeah, juvie.
Juvenile Hall?
Don't go to prison.
No. Kid prison. Don't do that.
It's a money making. Did you see that judge who got like arrested? He sent loads of people to.
I'm not surprised.
He was just making so much money off sending people to prison. Apparently, getting paid by private.
Doesn't surprise me.
No. Yeah. Don't go to prison. It's not worth it. Doesn't work. Anyway, on to the next song. Or unless there's any guitar bits actually before we run ahead, because I have a tendency to just run off.
No, it's cool. No, not too much.
Not too much. Not too much. Bring that Kramer back over it, baby. Go on, Kramer.
Obviously, it starts off, and then the bit I really like is the I said about that rhythm part.
Very Iron Maiden. Yes.
So good. It's a really cool song. Like I said, I'm not really familiar with much of the riffs from this album, so I'm kind of like, I learned some of it this week.
Yeah, as much as you can. That's the one.
Just really like this bit. And then on the second bit of that, you can hear Adrian sort of doing this. What is he does? It's like a.
It's not that.
Something like that. It's just like a.
Just in the background.
So yeah, if you take some time to learn it, it's like, sounds really cool.
Yeah, like you say, the problem is when you're learning like kind of Maiden stuff without the like other guitarists there as well. You have to play along to the song kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to fit it in. But yeah, there's some great riffs in there, definitely. But let's keep this train, let's keep this bus going, this party bus, and we're gonna move on to the next song.
Yes.
Let's go. Then. Stranger in a Strange Land. Yeah, some say. Big boy Steve coming in there.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, baby.
Shuffle. Love it.
Love a little shuffle. Oh, Brave New World.
Oh, what?
Foreboding.
They do quite a few callbacks, actually, don't they? Like they reference like Sea of Madness on Book of Souls and all that type of stuff.
Did Adrian write this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just catchy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
The groove.
Yeah.
So catchy.
Real, like, tempo change from some of the other songs in this album. Kind of just a little bit more mellow.
Yeah.
Double solo again. A lot more mellow solo, a lot more like just how would you say?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Atmospheric.
That was the word. It was a goddamn word. Oh, emotional stuck in my head.
It's painting a picture.
Yeah, that's it.
An audible picture.
An audible picture.
Audible picture. I fucking love Maiden. They're so good.
I mean, I was super excited to do this album. There's no two ways about it.
Seventh Son, it's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. Can we just do a Maiden back to back? Do you want a Maiden back to back?
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
It's funny, like, you know, bump into people at work and they're like, oh, what music do you listen to? I'm like, oh, all sorts, like mainly into like metal and rock and stuff. I'm like, what? And obviously the first thing that's popped into my head was like, I don't know, like Maiden and stuff. And they're like, well, Iron Maiden? Are they still going? Are they still alive? And I'm just like,
yes, mother.
yes. For another 6 months, yes.
Yeah.
Please live forever.
Please don't. No. One more talk.
Do what Kiss have done. Hologram themselves.
No. Don't do that.
Have you seen that Kiss?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Hey, listen, man, you can't stop that money-making train.
Can't stop the gene.
Can't stop the gene. So there you go. Stranger in a Stranger Land. What a tune. Mm-hmm. What a tune. Apparently, Adrian was inspired by this by speaking to an Arctic explorer who had found a frozen dead body.
Yeah, I heard that.
Or did he put the body there? We'll never know.
Adrian.
Well, not Adrian. I meant the explorer. Just Adrian turns up, kills a guy in front of him. That's how.
Were you really writing guitar solos?
I've never seen Adrian Smith and this so-called explorer in the same room.
Here on Crime Watch, have you seen this man? He looks like your mum from 1984.
Ancient aliens.
He does, though.
Yeah. Do you know what? We went to a High on Maiden gig. And I don't know if I was super drunk, but I was.
Have you seen this man?
He's synthesized and dangerous.
He synthesized a man to death.
Yeah. No, but seriously, on the High Maiden gig we went to, which is like
they're a great cover band.
Cover band. If you get a chance, go see them. They're really good.
Yeah.
But I was convinced that the guitarist was Adrian Smith at one point, and I was like, "Is that him?"
Oh, because he had the mullet.
He had the mullet. He had the band, and I'm like, man, that'd be like no one would believe it was really him.
He really nailed those solos as well. He studied like the moves and everything.
I was like,
he was really good.
That's goddamn Adrian Smith. you tell anyone, you'll end up in the Arctic, mate.
Synthesized.
Yeah, that's it. But one of the things that Adrian did say that was obviously it's a lot more mid-paced tempo, like we were talking about, and it gave him a lot of room to creatively in Maiden. He said in that song with his solo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You felt like
not shredding the such,
not shredding,
loads of bends and sort of
like you say that more kind of proggy. No,
I wouldn't say proggy. It's kind of like it's more David Gilmour.
Yeah, that's what
you know what I mean.
Like very Gilmour,
very bendy Gilmour solo type, isn't it?
Yeah,
like Comfortably Numb or something like that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, very Gilmour. That's a good point. I didn't think of that. Yeah, there you go. Any guitar bits from you? Obviously. I love that little bit.
Really cool bit, isn't it?
Yeah, that little. Yeah. It's like with a lot of the riffs and stuff in this album, they're very recognizable, aren't they? Like just straight away.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. I love that song.
Yeah, you were saying earlier on about the Adrian Smith solo project stuff. I'll write it down for you, but he did a solo. So he did like a couple. He did more than a couple, but the biggest ones were Psycho Motel and ASAP.
Okay, Adrian, we'll talk about the naming of these things later.
Yeah. But there's what's it called? Silver and Gold.
Okay.
And there's another song called The Lion, but Silver and Gold is like a proper like 80. It's kind of it sounds like it's produced at the same time as this album. It's got it's got that vibe. Somewhere in Time feel, but it's a very sort of like poppy 80s tune. And I think you like it. It's like it's on the borderline of cheese, but you're like,
I love cheese.
Like loads of, but there's loads of like really cool guitar
Just
bits,
give me cheese. I love cheese. Power metal.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I love cheesy stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. Does that even work with the locking nuts?
No, just realised what I did there. Hang on a minute. I've locked this.
You've locked that.
I've locked this Floyd Road bridge, so I'm just trying to like.
No, Floyd Road, you're not the one.
The tempo, what you were saying about the tempo of this song. Does it remind you of something? This is maybe why you like it?
Stop asking me these questions.
That bit. It's very...
Yeah. But what was that?
That's another route. What do you mean, what's that?
What was it?
Are you joking?
No, I'm so bad at like recognizing songs like that. Oh, Flight of Icarus. Don't blame me. Don't blame me with your sucky guitar.
Fair enough, yeah. I was like, this is literally his favourite song.
Yeah, well, sorry, my bad. I'm just trying to be a poser. The people on the internet are going to figure out he doesn't like Maiden. He just borrowed this guy's t-shirt.
I know you really like that song.
Yeah, I love that song. So I was reading whilst doing research for this that apparently this album was never really intended to be a concept album about time and travel.
It just
and
sort
like.
of ended up. They all watched Blade Runner, obviously,
off their box.
Like the intro to this album.
When did Blade Runner come out?
Vangelis, huh?
When did Blade Runner come out?
82, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Harrison Ford had just done Star Wars in 77. I'm pretty sure Blade Runner was it was 80 or 82.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Heavily influential at the time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they opened this tour and also the tour that we last saw them with the Blade Runner intro by Vangelis.
When's Blade Runner set? Is it 20?
Well, you've got the second one, which is 2049.
Oh.
So I think the first one is actually like 2019.
Oh, we're not dressed
I think.
I don't know. If type in the comments if you know.
Man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've watched it a couple of times.
But I'm just saying, we're not dressing like Blade Runner yet, and I'm pretty sad about it. Everybody should be wearing dusters.
I know. Where's the flying cars? Where's the pills in a meal in a pill?
Exactly.
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Get some fish and chips down you.
Oh,
and a kebab.
Man. This is the worst. This is the worst thing we've ever done. And this is episode 3. And if you've stayed with us this long, you're a better person than me. All right. On to the next song.
On to the next song.
We've only got a couple left.
Haven't we played this one before? I'm getting some sort of
I'm getting some sort of
Deja-Vu.
Deja-Vu. Deja-Vu?
I feel like I've been here before. This song reminds me. Do you remember at the old flat?
Yeah.
Do you remember Adam? Looked like Dave Mustaine.
Yeah.
Cool. Brilliant guitar player.
Great guitarist.
Amazing.
Super cool dude. I think he works in nursing or something. You know.
I think he lives up in Bristol or something. Yeah, but yeah, he used to come around the house, and I remember he was the only person that was knew every solo about this song and this album as much or enthusiastic as I was.
Yeah, he was a great guitarist.
And I remember remember the deck we had with the whirlpool thing?
Not DJ deck.
No, the hot tub.
Yeah. The hot tub that never worked.
I remember just blasting this out and just being on that deck at 1 a.m, just with him just going.
Oh man.
So let's face it, you go up to most people and oh, do you know the third solo in Deja-Vu?
No. Absolutely not. He's literally just describing Deja-Vu. We're recording this, I hope you know that.
Yeah. Such a good bridge. Listen to how many guitars come in on this next bit with the harmonies.
I love this version of Bruce Dickinson's voice. Like his creepy, like Fear in the Dark.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Have you ever? It's like his Fear of the Dark voice, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I say. And you know he does that as well. And then when he sings, he's 5'5". Oh, well, I didn't hit the mic. Again, like another overlooked but banging song. Brings you straight back in again.
Yeah. That's an awesome song.
That's a great song. This album is just all killer, no filler. Just
yeah, baby.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Love that song. Yeah, not a lot to say about it. Like again, it's one of those songs. There's not a lot about it online. Again, lyrically not that deep. He's just singing about Deja-Vu. Got nothing else.
No. It's the same. Like, obviously, I only got so much time in my life to dedicate to learning every single song from every single album, but this is the one where I didn't really learn too many riffs.
You didn't learn too much.
Not to be fair.
Listen, don't judge us. We have jobs outside of this. Okay? I wish we could just sit around playing guitar and talking to you.
I mean, this song is very sort of like there's loads of up and down the necks.
Very technical changes and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I this is the one I put the least effort into. I learned a couple of riffs from it, but I'm not.
It's not vibing that. It's a great song.
No, it's an amazing song. It's one of my
song.
favorites on the album, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of coming to the closing. The grandioso finale. The longest Iron Maiden song.
It was
the
longest Iron Maiden song up until that point.
Well, what's the longest now?
The longest one now is off of Book of Souls.
Yeah.
The last track on Book of Souls. Yeah, it's like 17 minutes or something like that.
Could you imagine, like Steve
about the R101, the airship?
You know for a fact that like Adrian's like, Steve, stop playing. You keep playing.
The one with the piano in.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not really as. I have listened to Book of Souls and stuff like that, but I'm not as familiar with it as everything else to be. I'm much more this era Maiden me.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Bruce got to. He plays a bit of piano as well. He got to write this piano part and bring it in.
Plays a bit of piano, sings in one of the biggest rock bands in the world.
As you do, flies planes,
fencing.
Yeah. Oh, fencing. Yeah. Why don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
I was meant to go see him fence once. Did I tell you about that?
You're such a nerd.
Well, no, I got.
You would never go to fencing.
It's. He wrote me a little love letter.
He wrote you a little.
Bruce Dickinson did.
Yeah, I know you've got signed something by him. And here we go.
Yeah, there. So it says, to Martyn, have a good course. Not the cause.
Oh, did a Dave Mustaine.
Yeah.
Oh,
covered that on the last episode.
Check it out.
So yeah, the story was that is when I was in the army, I had a friend called Lee he fenced for the army.
Oh, okay.
And
the army will just pay you to do any sport.
Well, yeah, I'd get to do fencing, but yeah, he was like a really good fencer, and he knew I was into metal and stuff. And I remember chatting to him one day. I said, "Where are you off to this weekend?" He's like, "I got a competition up in Oxford or something like that." And he was like, "You like Iron Maiden, don't you?" And I was like,
"Do I?
Do I? You know I do." And he's like, "I'm pretty sure one of the band members he comes to the competitions I go to.
One of the guys, I can't."
And I said, "What, Bruce Dickinson?" And he goes, "He looks like him, but his name's not Bruce." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "On all the registers, it's Paul. His name's Paul." And I was like, the penny dropped at that moment. I was like, "Yeah, that's him. Because his real name is Paul. Oh. He's not called Bruce Dickinson. It's his middle name."
Oh, okay.
So it's Paul Bruce Dickinson.
Oh, I did not know that.
So Lee wasn't into metal or Maiden whatsoever. So he was like, "Oh, it's not him because his name's Paul." But I thought it was because everyone's
the least metal name ever, isn't it? Paul. I am Paul.
Yeah. So yeah.
Sorry, Paul.
Anyway, Lee said. So yeah, at that point, I was like, "Yeah, that's definitely him." So
awesome.
At that point, Lee was like, "Mate, just come up one weekend and watch me fence, and you get to get some stuff signed and maybe stalk him and stuff." I mean, not stalk.
Break into the locker room whilst he's whilst he's fencing.
Exactly, yeah. So anyway, he got back to me one point and he was like, "Do you want to come up on this date?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." Lo and behold, I ended up going on my promotion course. My Lance Jack course in the army for 3 weeks up in Ottenburn in Scotland. Well, on the border of Scotland, anyway. So yeah, I couldn't go. So anyway, I said to Lee, "Look, mate, take this, and if you could get it signed, that would be great." And obviously, he said to him he wanted to come meet you, but he's on a course. So he wrote, "Have a good." That's why it says "Have a good course." He spelt my name wrong, but I don't think Lee was going to correct him.
Yeah, and also, what you can do, rip the page out and make him write it again.
Yeah, excuse me, mate. This ain't good enough,
mate. That's not on.
Come on, Brucey.
Come on, Brucey.
Come on, Brucey boy.
Brucey bonus.
Yeah,
that's
that little story.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost got to meet him.
Yeah.
Bit of a nothing story, really, isn't it? You just told a story about how you almost met him, but you didn't.
Do you want
to get out?
Leave now?
Yeah, fine. Anyway.
Well, I could have just shown this random thing and said,
no.
I got a thing saying "Have a good course." You're like, "What the hell? Why does it say that?"
He wrote it yourself. He wrote it himself. No, he didn't. Yeah. Right, anyway, let's get on. We're on the last song now.
Let's do it.
Come on. We're on to the Alexander the Great. Not Paul the Great.
Not Matt the Great, is it?
Well, I don't need a...
My son, ask for thyself another kingdom, for that which I leave is too small.
Philip II of Macedonia speaking there. That's how much of a
allegedly
nerd I am. Well, not actually him.
I don't think that was him,
He said that.
I know it's the most expensive album of all time. Not of all time, but Maiden.
So at the start where I was like, "He died of fever in Babylon." So that's like the last lyric on the whole album. Have you read the lyrics to this song? So the song's amazing, right?
It's like an 8-minute long song.
Yeah.
It's like a story.
Just listen to some of the lyrics. It's a bit like, in Father Ted, where these like lovely horses like da-da-da-da-da running through the field, da-da-da-da-da on horses. It feels like some of the lyrics are like, "Here we going down to India." There's a lot of India. That sound.
Yeah. And we got to see them play it live.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
And like the marching snare as well.
Synths, the guitar sound. So happy when they played this.
Yeah. Huge.
Greece, in a nation left called
Macedonian King.
Could you imagine them going back and having to learn this song for that tour? Like, oh,
are you serious? That's the thing, though. It was such in demand, and they're like coming towards the end, right? Like they just knew that they had to give the fans.
They've got to.
They've got to.
And they did.
Backdrop was really cool for this as well, with the hordes.
Yeah. What was the song he introduced wrong? Remember? And Steve Harris had to have a word in his ear.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what song it was, but I do remember it. Smashed him on the shoulder, didn't he? He was like,
yeah.
Oh, they were about to play.
Wasn't it
the Celts? The Celts. Yeah. Death of the Celts. Because Steve had his acoustic bass out ready to go, and I think he introduced something else, and he was like, "No, yeah."
Does sound more like just jamming at parts though. And this part is epic.
Yeah.
The gong.
They always just take it right down, and then they get you on the train, baby, and then they take you up, and then you end up back at the chorus again,
and
then
you again. Just as you trail it off, you're like, ugh, we're back. Bruce is having a lovely sit down right now. Getting a couple drinks. It's like Moby Dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Zeppelin's just piss off. Or John Bonham.
It's like Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. He always goes backstage, does he? And just comes out after bits like this.
Yeah.
He will be
Why do you think they added the date in this song? Like, why is the date there?
Because that's when he was alive.
Yeah, I don't know. Who else is it going to be about?
Just in case you didn't know, he died of fever in Babylon.
R.I.P. Alex. Big A.
And there we go.
There you go. There you have it. We did it. We did it. Somehow. We got through it. Just a little point I wanted to go back to. You remember we were talking about the artwork and stuff like this? So
yeah.
The t-shirt that I'm currently wearing is the new artist seems to be Dan Mumford.
He's done quite a lot for him, hasn't he?
He's done a lot, yeah. If you don't know who Dan Mumford is, you should check out his illustration stuff. Just sick.
It's really good.
Really cool. Because I got this one, and then we both have the Flight of Icarus.
Yeah, the Flight of Icarus one, yeah.
And they're both Dan Mumford's. And bloody love his work.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's really, really cool.
He's done a lot of tour posters and stuff for him as well.
Yeah.
That's cool. But yeah, just a little side note there, little sidebar. Apparently one of the main, Bruce being, or Paul, as we can now call him, the reason that they didn't play this was because Adrian couldn't learn the solos.
Yeah, I'd heard that as well. Yeah, either he just couldn't be asked, or
I don't think anyone could be asked.
Yeah.
Blame Adrian all you like. No one wanted to do that.
That's the thing. You've got such a catalogue of songs. Like, you don't remember a song you wrote in your mid-20s. You know,
absolutely not. Like, I don't even know how they go back through them. But that especially learning an 8-minute long song, let alone.
Yeah.
But that was Somewhere in Time. We did it.
Yeah, baby.
We did it, and that was great. I love that album. I really love that album.
We were debating, weren't we, whether to start off with Seventh Son.
It was a real
or Somewhere in Time. It was really like, well, we could either way. It's going to be amazing.
It's a winner chicken dinner, isn't it?
Yeah,
really? But
we decided on Somewhere in Time.
Yeah, definitely. Just probably due more the fact that's what we saw them play last. So that was the only deciding factor for me. Could have easily been a toss of a coin.
Yeah. So we most likely will do Seventh Son next.
We will.
So if you want to see that, stick around.
Maybe not next, but we will do.
No, the next Maiden album.
Oh, the next Maiden album will be Seventh Son. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
and then we'll probably at some point, hopefully, end up covering all of them.
Yeah.
At some point.
Maybe not all of them.
What, the newer ones?
Yeah. No, there are some great songs on there. There's some good albums. But
yeah.
There's a lot of albums.
There is.
Well, who knows how long we'll be doing this for? We might be cancelled already.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we haven't put it out yet.
We haven't even put them out yet. So. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment. Just let us know what you think. Ha!
Just when you thought it was over.
Just when you thought you got away with it.
You're on about 6 and I'm on about 3. So I think I win this one.
You win this one.
Microphone knocks. I'll go through when I edit this. And then
ding,
ding. We'll keep a tally.
Check. All right. Thank you so much. See you later, guys.
Thank
Peace.
you.